Hey coaches, today we are covering Facebook lists and adding to your network. So this day is huge. I want to be honest with you, I did not start doing this probably until a year and a half into my business, and I can tell you right now, it changed my business. I doubled the amount of people I was able to help. So please, please, please pay close attention to this and implement it right away. Like maybe you can pause the video, open up another tab, and then do exactly what I'm doing at the same exact time. Okay, I promise this is gonna save you time, save you a lot of wasted time because I've spent hours wishing I would have done this from the very beginning. So that's why I'm going to tell you all my secrets right now. Okay, so number one, how to create Facebook lists. So obviously go to Facebook. I am gonna share my screen here so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go to Facebook now. What you can do is, actually this is a quick and easy way to, here let me see, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so you can see it more. All right, actually. So what I'm gonna have you do is type in friends. Oh wait, where'd my thing go? Ah! Hold on real quick. Just gonna make weird noises the entire time. That's fine, okay. You know what, you can still see it. All right, so go to the top left corner of your search, should say, and in the search bar, we are going to say my friends who like, yeah, let's go with McDonald's. You're like, really? We're gonna search out our friends who've liked the page McDonald's. Hopefully it's none of you guys watching this video right here, but it's okay. I think I've liked McDonald's. So let's just say for, I don't know, for humor's sake, that maybe these people who like McDonald's also might need a challenge group to help them reach their goals. So I have a list of people here, and I'm going to go to friends. Do you see how I just hovered over this? And then I'm going to scroll down to, after acquaintances, add to another list. So you can click here, and I've created a whole lot of lists. But what you can do is create a new list by clicking new list. And depending on whatever month it is that you're watching this video, we're going to create a list for this month. So say it's May, and you want to do May challengers. Okay, go ahead and write that in there. Click enter. Pretend I already did it because I already have a May challengers list. And look at that, I actually already added this person to a May list. What are the chances? Anyway, so what you're gonna do is start to do that with a list of, we're aiming for about 100 people. And if you're like, wow, I don't think 100 of my friends liked McDonald's, then maybe you can look up my friends who like maybe even Weight Watchers, because maybe they've joined Weight Watchers and you know they're probably on their own health and fitness journey, and maybe they're doing really well with it, or maybe they're not. You know, this is something that maybe your friends would be interested in joining something online with you to help you out. So I'm just gonna go through here, same thing, hover over someone's name, add to another list. So I'm gonna add them also to, let's just say maybe for April. Yeah, so this would be a great way to make your long list of people that are already your Facebook friends, okay? And that's gonna be, we're gonna add them to a group and label it challengers, okay? Now let's talk about people who are a lot like you, people who are also interested in fitness. Maybe they're a fitness instructor as well, or maybe they're a stay-at-home mom, or you know, they just have a lot of interests and same common things that you do, and you actually think, I think this person might make a great like entrepreneur, or make it also a great coach. So maybe type in something like my friends who like, here, I'll just go with CrossFit. A lot of my friends like Zumba. I could type in that, maybe running, hiking, like anything active, because who knows, maybe they would make a great coach. So same thing, my friends who like CrossFit. I can go in here and hover over their name, and then I'm gonna add this person. I think I might have added them. Nope, I didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna add this person to a coach. What most likely you're like, how does she have all these groups or lists? It's because I created all these lists for every single month. So you'll notice I have coach, challengers, prospects for, you know, April, May, June, July, August, September, all that. And then same thing with coaches. I also have a check-in with list that conversations are going great. I've put them on lists. I've invited them to things. And then that's where I also, and if you scroll down here, I have a list called crazy person. Because we all have that crazy person that we're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how we're Facebook friends. And I'm just waiting for the opportune moment to probably delete them, which sounds terrible. But this is Facebook. This is your Facebook. You don't have to please anybody if you don't want to, okay? We're not trying to save the entire world. Not everybody is your cup of tea, and you're not everybody else's cup of tea, and that's okay. Once you realize that, your life is going to be a lot better. Trust me on this. So yeah, I have a list of crazy people. So who am I hovering over right now? I don't know. So I'm just going to add this person. I think I already did. Well, yep, I add them to coaches. Okay, anyway. So that is a way to make 2 Facebook lists. Now, sometimes what we want to be doing is really forming relationships with those people because, okay, we're probably going to invite them over to a challengers and maybe a May challenge group is coming up, and we want to make sure that we are really reaching out to them and not just like, hey, you want to join my group? Hey, you want to join my group? No, what we want to do maybe a few weeks out is just start to like stalk their pages and maybe reach out to them, ask them a question so that our first message to them is not, hey, I'm running this 21-day, challenge. Do you want to join me? Because, we know how that feels a little spammy, but if you've already made that connection with somebody and you're just nonchalantly talking with them, like it gets a lot easier to do it this way rather than just sending cold invites. So real quick, I'm on my home page. You can do the same thing. You're going to go over to the left-hand side and look at, see it there, friends list. I'm going to click on that and look at all these lists. I mean, obviously you should probably have just about 2, one for coaches for that month and challengers for that month. So this can actually be part of your power hour once you have these lists ready. So let's just go ahead and look at coaches June, because maybe I'm going to be inviting, if this is the month of May, I want to be looking in June and commenting on people's videos, maybe sending them, if they ask a question, maybe you can answer them and message them in message form. There's so many different ways to reach out to the people that they're already put on a list, like you want to be reaching out, you want to be making that connection with them. So anyway, this is a great way to, really close in on the people that you want to make contact with, because if you go to your news feed, it's going to show you every one of your friends. I mean, obviously you have to keep scrolling down through, but this is a great way to only connect with the people that you want to be connecting with. So that's how we make those lists. And why we make those lists, not only can we have a new news feed, because the news feed is going to show a whole bunch of people, but on my list, it has about 121 people that it's going to show me instead of, 5,000 or whatever. So let's see. Why did we make these lists? To make sure that we're talking with people that we want to be building relationships with. And what are we going to do then? We're going to invite them to an event. Now, we always have 2 events coming up. We have a coach sneak peek, and then we also have a challenge group coming up. So what I have next is actually, what do I have coming up? Well, I did have the Bring It On challenge. I think that's starting actually tomorrow. So we'll have a new event starting tonight. But anyway, so the Bring It On Fitness Challenge. Yes, this is my event. I couldn't remember. So this is the event I created, and your upline probably creates events, or if you want in on my event, just send me a message. And in Team Sweat Coaches, I always list what events are coming up, and then I say, who's inviting to this? And then you will speak up because you're a freaking rock star and you want to help people, right? Yes. So say, Sarah, I'm inviting, or let your coach know you're inviting to the next event. So what we do is, here it is. Here's our event. We want to make sure in the discussion that we are maybe, look at that, Carol went live showing what she did with her workout. Katie was showing the moves that she did from her workout, home workout. Here I shared ingredients for Shakeology. I look bored there, but I swear I was having a good time. I shared how I make my Shakeology, and you can go live with that. Same thing. Lori did the same thing. So we want to create these events like, it's a party, check out what we do in our groups, because it is, you know, we're going to be sharing all this stuff in our groups, but we want to give people a taste of what it is. So, you know, what people are we talking about? You know, who's seeing this? Well, the group is public. So when people see us go live, a lot of our friends will see it, but who gets a notification? It's going to be the people that we invite to. So we're going to share this. We're going to invite our friends, and the group starts in March or April. So sometimes I'll invite then my April challenger list. So I go to, here it is, right underneath here on the upper left. It'll go through all, see there's my whole entire list for every month. So it's an April group. So I wanted to invite my challengers for April. I click on that, select all. I think I did a lot of people. So around 100 people were already invited. So I invited them already. And then what I've been doing, because I invited them, you know, they might get a notification that I invited them. But it's one thing, I think when you first become a coach and you invite somebody to something, they'll be like, oh, what's this? And they might just click on interested or going. And then you refer to our scripts, which I think is tomorrow in lesson number 9. But we talk about, you know, what it is that we're, you know, doing. And here's the invite. So today you're focusing on making those lists and then inviting to our next group that's coming up. And then tomorrow we cover scripts. So after you send that invite, I like good old fashioned pen and paper. It's worked for over a year now. And what I like to do is I just go through and I will write in people's names. And here, let me give you an example. Some of these are more organized than others. So I will write down their name, and then I also have like maybe 5 times I reach out, like conversations. But not everybody is going to want to do something. Like, let me give, for example, I have a lot of people who maybe, actually, here's one where I just did it once. And then I sent them a message, and then I wrote follow up for FU. I'm not trying to be bad. Follow up, FU. And those are the people that maybe I sent them a message and then it was just crickets, because that does happen. You know, I say, hey, I'm not sure if you'd be interested, but I'm running a 21-day health and fitness challenge. It's a small group of people. We come together in the Challenge Tracker app and we all commit to healthier eating and staying on track of our workouts. Is that something that you might be interested in? No pressure, just let me know. Or, you know, does it sound like something you would be interested in or someone you know might be interested in? And so it's like a 2 to 3 sentence invite. But like I said, sometimes people will see it and they ignore it or they get busy. So what's really important is doing that follow-up. And again, that's all these scripts are in the next lesson. But they always say fortune is in the follow-up, which I can totally agree to. Like, very rarely, I think they did some type of study where it's like there's after like most sales take place between the 6th and the 12th conversation. Like less than 5% happen on that first conversation. So if you think sending an invite and sending a message is going to get people to come like join your group, there's a 5% chance of that happening. I know. You're like, what am I, this is going to be hard work. But honestly, that's business. That's being an entrepreneur. But when you reach out to them, what's going to happen, and I've had this happen before, where I reached out to them and then I didn't follow up with them, but a year or 2 goes by, and then they saw that I was running this group, and I also posted about it on social media. I sprinkle that in there. You know, I want to do 80% free, funny, valuable, shareable content on my Facebook, and then 20% is my call to action or a hook, and I'm inviting to something. Maybe my free group, I'm inviting to a challenge group, I'm inviting to a sneak peek. That's 20%. So anyway, after you send that initial invite, people are watching you. Trust me, because that's what's happened over and over and over again. They come to me more so than I did in the very beginning, but it's because I've been doing this for 3 years. And so now people are seeing, wow, she's still doing this. She's still doing this. So have this mindset that you're planting a seed and people need to see that you're a serious business person and this is what you offer. Like if you opened up a coffee shop and you always had the close sign on, nobody would come by because they had they're like, oh, they must be closed because they don't have an open sign. You need to make sure that you're sharing that, yep, you are a coach, you are helping people, and you're a part of these events and you're inviting to them, okay? This is huge. This is a big part of your business, and I just made it super simplified because of those Facebook lists. Thank goodness Facebook lists exist. They're awesome. I mean, people don't get a notification that you add them to a list. They get a notification if you add them to an event or a group, but with a list, you can reach out to them. You can make sure that you're forming real relationships with them. But yeah, that's what I love about it. So now you know a sneak peek kind of way to do this business, and it's going to set you up for so much success. So your homework, create 2 lists. One is challenger prospects and one is coach prospects. So people that you think would make potential great coaches. And that's the same thing. We run a coach sneak peek. I could show you the same thing, but it would look a lot like the challenger one, but it would say online coaching sneak peek. And in that, us coaches talk about how we love our challenge groups, how we help people. Here's some transformation stories, which, you know, in the beginning, you're going to kind of like, you know, pay attention to, see how they work at the first month or 2, and then feel free to participate, you know? And that's the thing, we're all a team, so you're never in this alone. We always run these events together, and it's a lot of fun because, yeah, the more the merrier. Something else, so you create those lists and try to aim for 100 people in those lists before moving on to the next one. More than 100 gets a little crazy because you're sending out too many messages in a day. And I don't want you to be overwhelmed because we want your power hour to be just that, just about an hour. You're sending out 5 to 10 friend requests a day. You're messaging, forming with 5 people. Remember those 5 people that were like giving compliments to, you know, maybe in a week or 2, that's when that's that group that you're then inviting to something. Okay. Because you've wanted to add them to your list. So whatever month it is, those people that you're reaching out to, add them to this list. And what I also like to do is later on is after you send, think about a good way to get those lists just naturally going is I like to, once we give somebody a happy birthday, or it's somebody's birthday on Facebook, instead of writing on their wall, private message them and just send them a happy birthday, get the conversation started. And what I like to do is after each person, you know, give them a happy birthday, I actually add them to a list into a prospect list maybe 2 months later, because if it's like that same month, like happy birthday, oh, by the way, do you want to join this? Like, don't add them to this month's list, add them to next month's or the following month's list. So you have a little bit more time to kind of, you know, talk to them and just get to know them more. So those are my couple tips, adding Facebook lists. And now number 2, adding to your network. So obviously when you opened up your free group, you want to keep that going, whether you did a, you know, squat challenge, or you did a plank challenge, or drink more water challenge, or you're maybe doing a book club. You can definitely do that. You want people to have fun in this group. Even if you're like, there's crickets, I'm the only one talking. It's because they're still building that trust with you. So it takes 3 to 6 months of you like constantly giving that value and just showing up. And then people are like, oh, that's really cool that you do that. Can I bring my friend over? And I've actually had more people now request to join. So what you want to do is think about, you be the flower, don't be the bee where you're just so busy, busy, busy. You are the ones that's creating content that people want to flock to. I hope that kind of makes sense. So adding to your network, giving that free, valuable information and attracting people to you. Obviously, it's harder in the beginning because maybe you're just now building your social media and you're starting to be more present on it. So what I also like to do is not only a free group, but maybe join another group. Sorry, it's getting warm. Maybe join a group that represents you. Maybe it's like a dog group. One of my coaches, she has cute little Yorkies. So she joined a Yorkie group and she takes pictures of her dogs a couple times a week, posts photos in it, asks a question with that photo, puts it in that group, and it gets a lot of interaction. People are commenting on it, asking her questions. And what's cool is now she's created friends within this group, and then she's going through and adding those friends to her network, because now that she's friends with them, like she's going to have stuff in common with those people. She's not just randomly adding people hoping that, well, I hope we get along. You know, you can kind of find people through these different groups. Obviously, if you join health and fitness or Fitbit or clean eating group, most likely there's already a lot of coaches, there's already a lot of network marketers maybe doing the exact same thing you are. And so I would definitely maybe steer away from health and fitness with it. Maybe go with like, okay, do you have cool tattoos? Like show it off or ask questions, you know, take a picture of it, post it in that group, ask a question with it, get people involved in and just getting to know you and you getting to know them, sending them a friend request and then asking them a question, putting them on a list and inviting them later on. So that's an idea. Think about it. Like, do you like to go hiking? Like, are you a farm person? Are you a city girl? Like, do you love fashion? Could you give hairstyling tips, or would you like to learn more about hairstyling? Maybe, there's so many different things that you just need to find out, okay, what are my hobbies? Who am I? Like, how do we capitalize on that and just get to know more people with the same common interest as you, which is awesome, because with online anything, like, there's so many people out there that are just like you, and you get to find your best friends, especially through this business, because like, you're starting to develop these relationships. You invite them to maybe coaching, and then what's cool is you start running these challenge groups together. You get healthier together with your best friends. Like, this does happen. It just takes a year, 2, 3 years, but you lay down this strong foundation of adding the right people to your network, of giving that free, valuable information, of investing in people, giving them compliments, starting a free group, building that trust with people, and continually adding to your list, but then also inviting to challenge groups, inviting to the coach opportunity. And you're going to see this. This is just, in a month, it's going to be the same thing, and the same thing. We're going to be inviting to challenges. We're going to be inviting to sneak peeks. Next month, same thing. So, but what this is doing is, like I said, laying that foundation. So, I talked for a long time. I hope this really helped you guys. If you have any questions with creating your Facebook list, let me know, let your upline coach know, because this is a huge, really important part of your business. And once you get this part down, you're just going to feel a whole lot more relief, because when that event comes up, you can click on invite friends, challenger list, ring, got your people. Lesson number 9, talk about scripts, copy paste a script, send it, copy paste, send it. And you're going to start seeing more and more people want to join your groups, because you're somebody they can trust, somebody that they know. So let's go out there, change some lives. Remember to message 5 people. We're still forming real relationships. Maybe telling somebody, oh my gosh, your eyebrows are so gorgeous, like, where do you get them done? Or your skin is always so flawless, what do you use? Or, oh my gosh, I love your jeans, they fit you, I don't know, they fit you so well, I don't want you to freak out people. Maybe ask about their shoes. But give that compliment to 5 different people today, and write down their names below. And then also let me know if you finished your list, and let's see how many people are on that list, because what we want to do is eventually get that list for each month to about 50 to 100 people is roughly what we want to aim for. But yeah, and then adding 5 new friends to your network, join a group, and see where that takes you, and you can always find friends from different communities. Maybe you know them from a fitness class you took, maybe your cousins, maybe your dentist, maybe people from church, people that you think you're mutual friends with, that you see them at the grocery store often. This is all about just creating relationships and just trying to have as many friends as you can, because this is the thing. We want to help people. We want to reach out to the masses, but this is laying that groundwork for it. I can't stress it enough. This is going to be a good day. It's going to be amazing. This is going to set you up for success. So I'm really excited. I want to hear back from you. Who are the 5 people you messaged, and who are the 5 new friend requests that you added? And let me know if you started those Facebook lists. This might need to take you 2 days, maybe 3 days to set this up, but just let us know where you're at, and then we can get the ball rolling with inviting. Okay? Great job, you guys. I will talk to you all later. Bye.